Hello out there and welcome to English Teacher Plays. We're here with Crown Simulator, which is a new game. It's on Steam and we're gonna play it.
Hold up.
Alright, so let's go ahead and jump in. Yeah, let's play the tutorial. Gotta play that tutorial, man. Oh.
Hello, Lord. Welcome to your kingdom. Let me help you with your first steps.
Okay.
We are now in the throne room. This is where you make decisions. Every day people come to you, and you must decide what to do with them and what they offer you. To start, ring the bell and a person will come to you.
Oh, okay. Why does everyone have the same face? First of all. Why do they have no eyeballs? Oh, maybe they do have eyeballs, but they don't have any pupils. So there's a guard here. That guy looks like he's got eyebrows, and these guys don't. So the guards have eyebrows. Okay. Okay. This is a very large throne. Oh, I've got a crown and stuff. Okay. It's quite pretty. It's quite pretty.
Great. Now talk to the person and find out what he wants.
Okay.
So you see 4 buttons. Left button to refuse the person. Right button to agree with the person. Bottom button to skip the decision, but be careful. You can only skip it once a day. And the exit button. After talking to the person, close the dialogue with the exit button. Come to me. I am behind you, and I will show you what your decision will affect.
Okay, sire, reallocating funds from the army can improve the health of our citizens. Shall we? Okay, how do I... Oh, there we go. Sure, so let's talk to the guy. He said he would tell me... He said he would tell me how it affected it. Okay, so they got different costumes. Our village needs healing herbs. Shall we gather more? Sure. What is that? Okay, I guess we're gonna ring the bell some more.
Finished, my king. You can go to relax. Day finished, my king.
I can go to relax. Okay, I guess I will go to relax. Okay, so all of the subjects look exactly the same. So I thought he
Ring the bell, my
I thought he was gonna tell me what my decisions made. Oh, there's a kitty. Oh, I petted the kitty. Okay, I petted the kitty. This is 10 out of 10. Oh. Man, it's really chugging. Hold on a sec. Let's see if I can fix this. Okay, cool. So he's not going to tell me what things are affected. Needs to be celebrated in song. Shall I spread the word? Sure. I do not like the typewriter sound. Okay. I died on 2 day. He was able to solve only 2 problems of the kingdom's inhabitants. The king always sided with the people and the churches. He generously distributed gold, built temples, forgave debts, and canceled taxes. I didn't do any of those things, but that's okay. The nobles, stripped of power and wealth, began to harbor resentment. In secret, they plotted intrigues, seeing the king as a threat to their privileges. One day, in the grand hall of the palace, where a new decree in favor of the people is being celebrated, they struck. The king was killed before the eyes of those he had protected. His kind heart became his doom, and the land plunged into chaos. Okay, I guess no. Let's play, I guess. Okay. We need to preserve it. Shall we host cultural events? Yes. The town square would inspire the people. Shall we begin? Yes. Right, so there's no way to know what this stuff is doing. Creepy. That's really creepy. Yeah, there's nothing that tells me what the things I'm doing affect. They just sort of happen. Okay. Sure. The king lost all his wealth, and his kingdom fell into poverty. Unable to pay taxes, the people began to rebel. Realizing that his power was weakening, the king tried to regain lost revenues by raising taxes and cutting... So, okay. This would all have a lot more impact or weight if I had done literally any of that stuff. Yeah. I don't know what the people's content or discontent is. My guess is that the way to beat the game here is to pick the right one and then the left one. And then the right one and then the left one. So, because it doesn't seem to be linked to my choices at all. Like, not even a little bit. So, we'll try it. I'm going to try my pattern of left, then right, then left, then right. So, we'll see how that goes. No. Yes. So we finished the day. We picked one no and one yes. Tomorrow we're gonna pick one no and one yes as well, and we're gonna see if we can make it further. Yeah. No. Hey, we made it past. Oh, there was only one. There's only one thing to do today. Cool, we made it to day 2. So tomorrow we say yes, I guess, is the point. Okay. Yes. And then we go. No. Cool. So, yeah, so the problem here, right, is that this would be really interesting gameplay if the game was smarter, which it's not. Sure. We just... No. Yep, so if you pick one and then the other and then one and the other, you can just keep playing like that. I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to see if I can break the game or whatever. Oh, they got me. Cool, the king always sided with the people in the churches. Right, I didn't. I literally didn't. Cool, I think that's probably it. Let's go look at the description and see what the game has to say for itself. Alright, Crown Simulator, Royal Life Simulation. A royal life simulation where every decision shapes the fate of your kingdom. I mean, it doesn't really. Manage your army, strengthen relations with neighbors, care for your people, and treasury. Can you maintain balance and become a great ruler? Make your choices and rule. There's no way for me to balance things that I actually don't know about. So, if there was like a royal treasury and I could see how much was in the royal treasury, then the decisions might feel meaningful. But since there's nothing like that, that's not in the game, there actually isn't any decision-making process. Looks like someone got dropped into a hole there, which is pretty cool. I mean, I like that. I like dropping people into holes. Let's go back and see if I can see that again. Yeah, he got dropped into a hole. Right. Let's I want to see that. Cuz that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to drop people into holes. Right, so there's a hole dropping thing that I didn't get to do. So I missed out on the most fun part of the game, which was dropping people into holes. Yeah, so if there was some sort of discontent meter, or if there was like a treasury, or, you know, some sort of, I don't know, any kind of information other than people just saying random crap to me, because I have no basis for making the decisions, and the decisions that I make don't seem to affect anything that I can see, then the outcomes of those decisions, me getting killed, are completely random and arbitrary, and it doesn't actually matter what I pick is the problem. So I like the idea. All of the samey people is very weird. Why not have different people? I don't actually know how much, like, skins are, like assets, you know, like different kinds of people as assets. I don't know how much they are, but they can't be so much that it would be prohibitive. Yeah, so the problem is that the game isn't smart enough to give me enough information to make the decisions meaningful. So essentially it's just a guessing game as to what's going to get me killed or not, because I can't make an educated decision about it. This would be a cool game if I was able to make educated decisions about stuff, but I can't. So yeah. You know, obviously the game that it reminds me of is Reigns, I think, is the card game where it's swipe left or swipe right. But there you have like you have a bunch of bars that you're constantly fighting with and stuff, and trying to raise up and down, and it's got like a nice story and all that kind of stuff. This doesn't have any of that, and it suffers for it. The good news is it's only $1.34, so I don't know what I was expecting when I bought it for that price. It doesn't, it's probably worth that much, but like there's literally nothing else in it. It doesn't feel like there's anything going on in the engine room. It's the one environment that you get is quite nice looking. The people all look the same, which is creepy, but that's not probably what this game should be going for. And really the variety of the things that you get to choose isn't very high, and how they affect your kingdom is arbitrary and completely unseen and unknowable. So there are a lot of problems there. Crown Simulator is a royal life simulation where the player takes on the role of a powerful monarch. You must bear the heavy burden of managing your kingdom. The majestic throne room becomes the place where you meet your subjects, envoys from other kingdoms, and key advisors every day to help you make important decisions. The main goal of the game is to maintain balance between 4 key aspects of the kingdom: relations with other kingdoms, the welfare of the people, the strength of the army, and the state of the treasury. Except for that we don't get to see any of that. We don't get to see any of those, you know, where we're at. So we have no idea, like, where we're at with those sort of things. I don't know how much money's in the treasury. That's probably the most egregious one, is failing, like getting killed because I ran out of money in the treasury when I literally have no idea how much money's in the treasury. Just, it's bad. That's bad game design. Yeah, because you've given me a choice and given me no way of making the correct choice. So the odds are 50-50 that I will make the wrong one because I don't have the information to make the correct one. So I just make one on a whim and it happens. Now, like, look, if there was like some sort of payoff where I made some choices and then I got a story about the choices that I made instead of just sort of a generic thing saying I did a bunch of stuff that I literally didn't do, I might be nicer, but like that's not what happens. It's a generic you ran out of money story, or you supported the people too much story. There's probably 4 stories, you know, there's probably 4 stories that you can get, or maybe 8, I don't know. But anyways, it's not good. The main goal of the game is to maintain balance, yet we read that. Every decision you make directly affects the stability of your reign and the well-being of your realm. But ruling is more than just issuing decrees. You'll need to consider political intrigue, growing threats from neighbors, popular uprisings, as well as relationships with nobles and key figures at court. So this was written by ChatGPT. Someone told it what the game was about and then asked it to write a game description based on that. And the ChatGPT doesn't know what the game's about, so it spat out a bunch of stuff that could possibly be about a game where you are simulating a crown. And I'm seeing this more and more, that there's ChatGPT generated game descriptions because, and you can always tell because A, it's generic as hell, and B, the actual thing that it describes almost always has nothing to do with what's actually in the game. In this case, it's saying that you have to consider individual, like, right, talking about having to relationships with nobles and key figures at court. They all look the same. They have the same face. There are no key figures at court. They're literally the same person cloned 40 times. There's no key figures at court. That's how I know that a human didn't write this, because any human playing that game and writing this has not played the game. They're, you know, like, that's just not how it works. If you were writing an actual description for this, it wouldn't include talking about key figures at court. This is ChatGPT all the way. Gameplay revolves around simple yet thoughtful mechanics of choice. When a new challenge arises, whether it's a peasant's request, a diplomatic dispute, or a proposal to improve the castle's defenses, you can swipe left, right, or down to make decisions. Maintaining strong alliances might upset the people, overspending from the treasury could weaken the army, and high taxes could spark rebellions. Crown Simulator is a game where every choice matters. Look, that's not false. Every choice matters, but there's no way to make the choice in an educated way. There's no way for the player to understand the choice they're making because you're given no information. So it might literally the choice might as well, instead of having a big text thing there, it might as well say A or B. And you can go A, and then it's like A or B, and you're like A, and then they're like, we kill you because you picked A too many times. And you did a bunch of other stuff as well, and you're like, but I didn't, I just picked A twice, and they're like, yeah, but you know, picking A twice is how you get killed, and so then you picked A twice. Yeah. So, the developers describe how their game uses AI-generated content like this. AI is used for store page capsule art. The character voices used in the game were generated by artificial intelligence. I figured. I didn't comment on it because it was pretty obvious. There is a scene of NPCs being executed and NPCs attacking the player. Sure. So let's look at Vladislav Borovic as developer. So they've got a few games. Right. So in March they came out with a game. I mean, I can't fault them their release schedule. They're actually it looks like they're trying to make games and they're charging the right prices for them and stuff. I'm curious as to what kind of other games they make, you know? Is a short first-person story game. It's a story about loss. He plays a simple girl in whose life something horrible. Okay. Oh, I covered this. It is, as described, extremely short. It beat in 12 minutes. All the dialogue is text-to-speech. The scares are not really scary. The only redeeming factor is a low price tag. Right, so I've actually covered Vladislav before. It sounded familiar. But I hadn't seen him in a while, so, okay. There's a horror one. Find Cats with Friends. Do we play this as well? We might have played this as well. Find Cats with Friends. Feels like something I might have played. Nope. Usually it would put my one at the top here. Cool. So you go and find cats. I guess that's fair. So that's Crown Simulator. I mean, like I said, the price is right. The person, Vladislav, who's making the games, is pricing them in the right price range, but unfortunately, despite the game kind of looking interesting, like I looked at it, I was like, oh wow, that looks cool. The choices are not meaningful choices because I don't know the meaning of them. They just happen, you know? There doesn't seem to be any reason or rhyme to anything that's going on. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the game by clicking on the link in the description. I have released the Prelude print and play now. It is live, and I'll be putting some links into my things so you'll be able to play Lifeship. Like, we've released it's like a full 11 hours of gameplay or whatever for free, as a sort of demo for the full game, which is going to be much bigger than that. So that's exciting, and yeah, that's it. So see you next time. Class dismissed.